Alright, we're going to do a bit of an unboxing of my Palm Pre Plus. This is the Verizon version. Got like an outer plastic shell. Now I've already opened this, so it's not going to be the first because I was way too excited. Here's the actual phone. Got a protective cover on it. Tray. Getting started guide, limited warranty, all kinds of good stuff. Earphones, the USB to micro USB, a pouch. It's like a cloth pouch, maybe microfiber. An electrical plug where USB goes in the back there. Let's have a look at the phone. It's got the protective film on it. The back is very, very nice. Keyboard feels really solid. Looks to be a flash, a camera, speaker, earpiece here, a couple of sensors here and there. Alright, so here's the phone itself. And kind of give you a size comparison to an iPhone. It's thicker and shorter and smaller screen. I'll put up all the specs as I go on with the review. Now I've had this for 2 months of use, and I can say I love the Palm Pre Plus. Absolutely. webOS is my favorite mobile OS. That doesn't mean that the actual device doesn't have some issues with it. I did exchange using the Verizon 30-day no hassle period. That the first Palm Pre that I got, basically the slider keyboard, when I did this, I'll see it's kind of stiff, but when I did this, it just powered off for no reason whatsoever. It just boop, it would go off. And I researched it, and it seemed to be something associated with the battery contacts. And this new phone doesn't seem to have that issue. So there may have been some of these Palm Pre Pluses that had these batteries that didn't have very good contact. But this slider seems really solid. The other thing is it boots up very slowly. It takes quite a while to get this thing to boot up. But I'm going to tell you, once it's up and running, it is an absolute joy to use this operating system. So let's go ahead and boot it up. And you can see there's the power button. It's kind of recessed right there. This is your vibrate rocker here. If you move it over this way, it'll turn it into vibrate. Here's your volume control right here. Here is the mini USB, micro USB port right there. It's like a little slide piece that comes out. As you can see, I've already customized the wallpaper because I have had this device for a little over 2 months now. Now let me say that one of the major reasons why I got this device, I looked at the Droid from Motorola, I looked at a couple other phones, and I looked at the Palm Pre. I know a lot of people love virtual keyboards. I am not a fan of virtual keyboards when it takes up half of the screen real estate. What I try to do on these mobile devices, beyond texting and email, because we're obviously pushing these devices to do a lot more with applications. And quite frankly, if these applications require keyboards, and the keyboard takes up half your screen real estate, I just don't see the point. Now, that's just my opinion, and many of you may agree or disagree with that. This keyboard was a little difficult to get used to. I mean, my thumb can just cover the whole thing, but I don't know, you just somehow get used to it. When you are holding it, it seems and it feels a bit top heavy. Now, a lot of people like to brag about apps and how many apps the iPhone has, and then Google's bragging about 50,000 apps. The App Store is tiny compared to Google's in just a decimal to the iPhone. But it has apps in it, and it is growing. It's still growing. I do go to their app store, which is right there on the phone, and you have to always create a Palm profile, of course, to participate. And one thing I love is this thing syncs over the air. You get operating system updates over the air. Fantastic. Just brilliant. I am not a fan of tying into iTunes to get updates and for specific maybe Wi-Fi uploads and things. I like how this operating system takes, no matter how large it is, it'll buffer it, lets you do the updates over the air, and you can move on. Very simplistic. It just basically says, hey, there's an update. Do you wish to load it? Click OK. It'll do it in the background. You don't have to worry about it. And that's really what this phone is the master of. Concurrency and task switching, or better known as multitasking. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant at doing that. Some of the things, for instance, you go to, let's just do mail. And then while I'm launching mail, I can fire off contacts. And while I'm doing that, let's do the phone. And see how it can keep loading? It fires off instantly. It's such a joy to use. Oh, I just don't want that. Nope, don't want that one either. And you can tell I have quite a lot of my email boxes here, and it consolidates them all into one view, which is now the iPhone OS 4 is doing. Has Exchange support. I love that. Again, you don't want it, get rid of it. Here I'm inside one of my Exchange accounts. Another joy to use. Oh, don't want to read this email. Let's get rid of this email. Slide it away. Look at this. Just slide it away. You're done. That's it. Now, the Palm Pre does not come with visual voicemail, but there is an application that does give you visual voicemail. Fire it up, and you're able to basically listen to it, and it'll play it just like that. I didn't record anything there. And if you're done with it, you can hit pause. You want to get rid of it, swipe it away and delete it. It's done. Alright, so let's do some text. I'm going to go into a little application that comes with the Palm Pre called Memos. I'm just going to type hello or whatever. So there we go. Now, to demonstrate copying, just there it is. It's highlighted. You'll hit that and hit C. It'll tell you it's copied. And then if you just want to move over, here I'll just space it out. And then I want to paste it. The other thing that they showed off in the commercial is this quick launch type deal. And let me tell you, it is pretty quick. It has pinch to zoom. It's loading the web. Now there's no flash support. That's fine. I'm not a big flash user, and I know there's a big flash debate, and everybody already knows my opinions on that. And I have plenty of videos discussing flash. Now I can tell you that the speed here is pretty good. But the one thing I like about being on Verizon is that I have not had any drop calls. Compared to this guy on AT&T, whew, it's almost as if AT&T does Apple a disservice. Alright, so you can zoom in, obviously. It'll center it up. Scrolling up and down, things like that. So, click on a link. And there you have it. Now, there is no landscape, per se. We can go into Google Maps here. Your keyboard is always going to be portrait. So anybody who's insisting on it being landscape, that's just not going to happen. I always have ask for permission first to get location services and things like that. So obviously, in maps, it's not going to rotate, but obviously this is not north, where that is north. Let's see where else we could go. Go back to the web. Now here on the web you can see how it does switch to landscape on that. But again, your keyboard isn't always going to be in portrait. The other thing I love about the Palm Pre is notifications. How easy it is just to see, and it would stack basically if it's a voicemail, whatever, what have you. Oh, don't want that notification. Just pass it along basically. Alright, so let's say you want to customize your quick launch here. You can do that. I mean, this is a pretty cool feature. I always tend to use this and fire another app when using another app. But anyway, let's just move this guy out, put that out, and then I just download this Pandora. So we'll put Pandora there, and there you go. So a lot of you could, just like the iPhone, can move things in and out, move them around. You can even do that with the views. See, you can move your cards around. Very nice. I haven't even launched Pandora yet. You can put things anywhere you go. Now, if any of you want an application review of any of these Palm Pre applications, just let me know. I'd be happy to. Now, some of them I haven't quite tried out yet. I just recently downloaded Pandora, but I do have some network diagnostic tools on here and things like that I use for business. So the one thing I do also like is this comes with a Wi-Fi hotspot, and Verizon, when I purchased this, did it for free. It's a very useful. It's a come in handy. webOS is my favorite mobile operating system. I just really love using it. Fantastic. I also think it's quite different how you have like this sensor bar here and how it can control a lot of the functions like that. You can do whatever you need, backwards, forwards, so on and so forth. Lots of neat gestures that take place here and also on the screen itself. So if you have any other further questions, please comment. If you have any video responses that you'd like to contribute, please do so, or any requests, let me know. Thanks for watching.